what if we never make the movie? I'm like, then you can put it on your next album. But can I keep that one? There's something about that one.
Right. So thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Oh,
we cannot wait to bring this film to the big screen at Cineworld Cinemas across the UK.
Thank you so much.
You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today. So they set up a trap for him. This whole concert, it's a trap.
As writer, producer, and director of this film, obviously it seems like another passion project of yours. How did you first come up with the idea for this film?
It was different than my normal process. Normally I just have an idea and then it snowballs and I go make it. This was more of an intellectual conceit with Salika saying, can we make a music-based movie where you write an album for it? And that might set the movie apart than other movies because it's so incredibly hard to do that. Someone to write that many songs in that time period to a narrative. And it hasn't, in my mind, hasn't been done since Purple Rain in the 80s in a significant way, the impact of it where the storytelling and the music are inseparable. So that's where it kind of started. And then I kind of slowly evolved the idea until I got to Trap.
I was actually going to ask you about that. So obviously the music plays such a fundamental part of this film. So was Salika involved from the very beginning with the songwriting of the films then?
Absolutely. It's all her.
Okay.
So she is just her kind of writing songs. She was finishing up her album and her previous album. And she started to write some more songs. And we were talking about this possibility. And she wrote a song. And I was like, that song, can I have that song? Don't put that on this album. Can I have that song for this potential movie? And then she said, what if we never make the movie? I'm like, then you can put it on your next album. But can I keep that one? There's something about that one. Yeah. And so there was only one that she wrote before the script, but then once the script was written, she wrote all the rest.
So how did this experience of making this film compare to your normal experience and actually having to work with a family member? Like, did that make it easier or harder?
No, not harder. Strangely, I'm sure it could. Obviously, there's a million ways it could go bad, but it didn't. We were just in sync the whole time. I think we both genuinely respect each other at the highest level. I think, honestly, I think Salika is world-class musician at the highest level. And so that faith in her and then her faith in me in the cinema world made it so we could do this and have fun, that we weren't feeling constrained. We were just laughing our way through it. And it was a Herculean task. So she had to write everything, learn the choreography, perform it, and do the performance in the movie. So it was all dovetailing. So we would shoot, then she'd come back and record and practice choreography. It was like, for me, the dad part of me was, you need to eat.
Yeah.
You need to eat, you need to sleep. And then, she would be like, I still got 14 songs I got to learn and stuff. So I felt bad that way. The dad felt bad, but the director was, incredibly inspired.
And obviously this film also stars Josh. In the nicest way possible. What makes him the perfect serial killer?
Charming, handsome, funny. You want to spend time with him. If he says, hey, can I show you something over here? You're going to go with him. His intellect, all of it, just all of the stuff that you wouldn't want someone without empathy to have. But he has all of those things. And so he's perfect. And he's so likable. So, such a good human being that that's the part I wanted to play on. I didn't want somebody that was scary. Yeah. Because I think it's scarier if he looks like our brother or our best friend or your husband,
Yeah, you don't expect him to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
The nightmare is that you don't know.
So you are known to play a small cameo in most of your films. Without wanting to give anything away about this film, how do you go about choosing those roles for yourself?
It's funny. What's really interesting in this one, as I started to write it, when I was just writing it, I was like, oh, I'll play the vendor that tells the trap, Yeah. But then when I realized when I finished the movie, I was like, oh, we're going to sell the movie on that. I can't be in every commercial. That's crazy. It'll look like, me and Josh are doing a movie together. And it's like, so I took myself away from that role and I hired this incredible, funny actor from Canada. And so I found a role that was still really funny for me that I could play that was really integral to me for the part. And me and Josh had the greatest time doing that scene.
Amazing. And then final question, did you go to any concerts or any arena tours in the quest of seeking inspiration for this film? And is there anything that stood out to you?
Well, I mean, I lived in it for so long with Salika and all my friends. And so it's been a part of my life a lot. I've been side stage and been to a million concerts and do the whole thing. And when the girls were little, we take them backstage. We do the whole thing that you see in the movie. So it's been a part of my life. This isn't something new. A lot of my friends are musicians. But when I decided to make it, my antenna was up and I would go to anybody that said, hey, do you want to come? And I'd say, yeah, I'll come. So I said yes a lot, you know? And so even when I went to like Kid Cudi came and I went to his concert, you know? So I got to see, and he was in the arena, the same size arena in Philadelphia. So I was watching everything and what the fans were doing, how he was interrelating to them, what he did before and after. And so he doesn't know, but I was studying him.
Amazing. I think that's all we have time for. But thank you so much. We can't wait to bring this to the big screen.
Thank you.
Ready for it. Let myself in your day. Your daughter's never gonna forget this day.
It's kind of dope, right?